Hello, good people. Welcome to AP School of Criticism. I am AP Formocon. In AP School of Criticism, we identify the bad, the ugly, the abuses, the controversial issues, the challenges, the injustices, and the social viruses that are affecting the society negatively, and we treat them using criticism. Stay tuned. The president promised us that he will personally supervise that Cameroon hosts the African Cup of Nations in 2019, when opinion on the ground was stating otherwise. Now, after this declaration that excite people, the media have the rule in the next campaign to put a microphone to the President of the Republic when he's campaigning for election and say, please, this is what you said. What happened that you did not keep it? And you have to justify what happened. If it is due to his error, they expose it to the public so that people can see. But unfortunately in Cameroon, the President of the Republic is never interviewed by the media. Jeff René virus attacking Cameroon democracy, which is called Machiavellianism. So what's the definition of Machiavellianism? The Encounter in the dictionary defines it as using clever trickery, amoral methods, and expediency to achieve desired goal, especially in politics. So this is a situation where leadership is done by tricks, cookery, deceptions, manipulations. The manifestation of Machiavellianism in Cameroon political setup are propagandism. It manifests in demagogic leadership. It manifests in dictatorial leadership. It manifests in anti-democratic laws. What are the causes of this virus? We have egocentrism, when people focus on themselves, not to deliver democracy, not to allow the people rule, but they themselves, they're the one that want to rule. Then they will decide to have the law in place, or claim to have good laws in place, but they manipulate those laws so as to make the theory of democracy to go nowhere. Ambiguous democratic laws, and then also bad democratic laws. Now let's look at the effect of Machiavellianism in Cameroon's democratic structure. The effect is that the theory of democracy is manipulated or tailored by using the laws, using propaganda and other things to suit one political group, or some political groups, or political candidates, or some political candidates. Let's look at a case study of Machiavellianism attacking the Cameroon democratic theory. Let me read to you section 12.2 of Cameroon Electoral Codes. Members of the electoral board shall be designated from among independent personalities of Cameroonian nationality, recognized for their competence, moral uprightness, intellectual honesty, patriotism, neutrality, and impartiality. We know that the spirit of the law is trying to tell us that the members of ELECAM shall be people who are impartial, who are neutral. But what the Cameroonian government did in appointing members of ELECAM was to take members of the Central Committee of the CPDM and make them members of ELECAM. And then they treat people by saying that they are resigned. That's deception. How can you resign? By saying that you are resigned, don't you have a soft touch for that party? The law even says they shall observe them for their neutrality before their appointment. Not that they will appoint them, then afterward make them neutral. You cannot appoint a central committee member of a party to control an election where that party has its own candidates in that same election. You see how the Cameroonian government plays on the minds of the people. It's taught theories and things like that and go away with it, and nobody can say anything. Election, Cameroon is not independent from the government. It's an arm of the government. Let's move to the third virus affecting Cameroon's democracy, which is propagandism or propaganda, and it is similar to Machiavellianism. What is propaganda? Tailoring the definition or teachings on democracy to align with the interests of a specific political group or groups, rather than a political group aligning its practices to the universal concept of democracy. Manifestation of propagandism: lies telling, slandering, Machiavellianism, as we already saw. What are the causes of this virus? Egocentrism, ignorance, anti-democracy laws. What are the effects of this virus on Cameroon democratic theory? Lies, misinformations are used to manipulate the theory of democracy in the minds of the electorate. Let's look at case study of propaganda. The highest time that propaganda happens in Cameroon is during political campaigns. This is how a member of one political party came to campaign to me to vote for their party. He began by telling me that the opposition of Cameroon have never done any development for Cameroon. That we can see that only the ruling party have been developing Cameroon, building schools, digging roads, and stuff like that. Then I reminded him that he should know that the money that the ruling party is using to develop Cameroon is not their personal money, it's not the money of that party. It is coming from the resources of Cameroon, and it is coming from taxes paid by the citizens. And to the best of my knowledge, the opposition of Cameroon have never won the presidential election in Cameroon to have access to the taxpayers' money and the money from the resources to develop the nation based on their political agenda or ideology. So how can he be telling me that I should vote for a political party because it is the ruling party that have been developing Cameroon? Have the opposition ever been given the chance to develop Cameroon? So you see, this is the nature of political campaigns in Cameroon. So much so that the weak people, the ignorant mothers in the villages, is what they tell them. And the law cannot control this. Telling lies, stuff like this. These are things that if they are said in the United States of America, if a politician say it not so in the United States of America, it becomes a big problem. But in Cameroon, this is what they say every day, but they go away with it. The same politician talking to me again said that the main opposition party leader in Cameroon had also visited the president. So since he visited the president, means that they are one. Then he comes and condemns the president and says that the president is evil. But when he went behind and visited the president, and I saw manipulation in that statement. So he is telling me that the president is evil, and so the opposition party leader too is evil because he is visiting the evil president. And if the president of the republic is evil, why is he voting for that president? And they wanting me not to vote for the opposition who is also evil by eating with the president. These are manipulations that are intended to play on the theory of democracy. This is not what democracy really is. So propaganda is a terrible weapon used to destroy the theory of democracy. Lie telling, misinformation, manipulations. In fact, propaganda like Machiavellianism are just brothers and sisters. We know that propaganda is a word that can mean many things, including defending the manifesto of a party. But what I'm talking here is manipulation, clearly destruction of theory for the interest of a party. Or lie telling, false information, misinformation for a party to get to power. Let's move to the last virus affecting Cameroon democracy, which is emotionalism. What is emotionalism? Emotionalism is allowing or manipulating a person's emotions or feelings to overshadow their intellectual faculty when interpreting or practicing the concept of democracy. So, emotionalism is the tendency to allow our emotions clothe our reasoning when taking decisions, or allow our emotions influence our reasoning. Let me say that human beings are created as emotional beings. So, being emotional does not really mean that we are emotionalism. For example, if a political party is angry that election was stolen, that anger is not really emotionalism because they are angry because the election was stolen, if at all the election was stolen. But now, if no election was stolen and the political party is just being angry that they did not win the election and they are trying to destabilize the public, then that is emotionalism, because they are not acting based on reason, they are just acting based on their emotion. They are not feeling that the election, that they should have been the one to win the election, and so since they did not win the election, they should riot, they should create confusion. So emotionalism does not mean that we don't express our emotions, but rather it means that we allow our emotions to direct our reasoning, rather than allow our reasoning direct our emotions. It is our reasoning to guide our emotions to feel like I should be angry because my election was stolen, and not be angry because I did not win an election. When we put aside the ability to analyze facts, analyze events, and and rather just get emotional about everything we do. We vote a political party not because of the program that they have, but because we just love their personality, we love their picture, maybe because they are black people, maybe because they are fair complexion, all based on feelings or stuff like that. Then we can see that the theory of democracy has been attacked by emotionalism. Causes of emotionalism include demagogic leadership, propagandism, Machiavellianism, fear, guilt, ignorance, dictatorship. When the dictatorship, people are afraid and so fear, they take decisions based on fear and not rational decisions. That's emotionalism. The effect of the virus of emotionalism on Cameroon's democracy is that the brainwashing of citizens, the distortion of objectivity. Let's look at case study of the virus of emotionalism in Cameroon's democratic system of government. A case study of induced emotionalism in Cameroon political setup is exciting the electorate with false promises. A false promise is a promise given by the political candidates, but when they get the power, they never keep those promises. Well, we know that sometimes people may say things that they will not be able to do, but the issue is that does the citizen have the right to criticize these leaders for not keeping their promise, and even have the right to vote them out of office for not keeping their promise? We see in other democracies that when it is time for political campaigns, the media organize debate for all candidates. But when the media is not permitted to criticize, is not permitted to express itself, then there is a serious problem. For example, we know that the President of the Republic had promised us in 1985 that he will personally supervise the ring road, and today the ring road is not completed. From 1985 to today, how many years that? The President promised us that he will personally supervise that Cameroon hosts the African Cup of Nations this 2019, and that did not happen. The Minister of Scientific Research said on the air that no national terrorist or international terrorist can stop Cameroon from hosting the African Cup of Nations, when opinion on the ground was stating otherwise. Now, after this declaration that excites people, the media have the rule in the next campaign to put a microphone to the President of the Republic where he's campaigning for election and say, please, this is what you said. What happened that you did not keep it? And you have to justify what happened. If it is due to his error, they expose it to the public so that people can see. But unfortunately in Cameroon, the President of the Republic is never interviewed by the media, no other political parties. The so-called political propaganda that they make on radio or television, always when the night when people are sleeping. But people are not concerned about those things. People are concerned about politics when they come to time of election. And during times of election, that is when all the candidates should see. They revisit their history, what they have been able to do and what they have not been able to do. Why did you promise that you were not able to do? So that the electorate now follow those debate and choose who they are going to vote. But in the political setup of Cameroon, it is not possible to interview the president. It's not possible. You don't interview the president. So you come and make a false promise or personally supervise the African Cup of Nations, and then when the African Cup of Nations is not hosted, the matter dies down. Nobody can say anything. They cannot interview him. Then in the next campaign, you will be there campaigning and say, "Oh, I will do this next thing." Nobody, because of what? They incite the people with false promises, and the people have nothing to say about it. And when they don't happen, the press cannot do an investigative this thing and hold them accountable by what they are saying. They cannot. This is a case study of the government inducing emotionalism on the electorate, and nobody can do anything about it.